Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with a controversial view of Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is a 1970 film, directed by Russ Meyer. You know what that means. It should come as no surprise that it's filled with beautiful, big-breasted women. What might be surprising, though, is that the movie was written by Roger Ebert. Now, you might remember, I reviewed Beyond the Valley of the Dolls a while back on my channel. But it's been years since I've discussed it, and there are multiple controversies surrounding this one. So Jason and I thought it would be perfect for this controversial view series. This here, by the way, is my Criterion Collection Blu-ray release of the film. I absolutely love this cover art. This was a first-time watch for Jason, but he's been wanting to check it out for a while. I believe it was ever since I uploaded my review, in fact. I warned him that this was a wild one, but I'm not so sure he was fully prepared. I don't think anyone could properly prepare for this one. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls can be categorized in multiple genres, and I guess you could say that's one of the controversies. It never really fully commits to what it wants to be, if it even knows what it wants to be. That's sort of fitting, considering. There are so many tonal shifts, but ultimately, it is a slasher film. Which is yet another controversy. The fact that Roger Ebert, who for much of his career panned slasher films, wrote a slasher of his own. Now that's some typical Hollywood hypocrisy. Originally intended to be a sequel to Valley of the Dolls, a screenplay was written with which Fox was unsatisfied. Their contract allowed them to produce a separate version. And so Ebert took over the screenplay, and Russ Meyer came on as producer and director. To avoid a lawsuit from the original screenwriter, Fox had to insert a disclaimer that Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is not a sequel to Valley of the Dolls in all of its marketing. The movie even opens with this disclaimer on screen. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is definitely a standalone. During initial editing, Russ Meyer removed lots and lots of nudity to avoid getting an X rating. Unfortunately, the movie was slapped with an X rating anyway. When he found out, Meyer wanted to reinsert all of the footage back into the movie, but there was no time. And so it was released as is. Don't worry though, there is still plenty of nudity. For a 1970 release, it definitely earned that X rating. Not just for the nudity either, but for the subject matter. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls tackles many controversial subjects. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, alcohol, money. Did I mention sex? Without spoiling something major, I'll also say the movie was extremely ahead of its time. There's another popular slasher film that is hailed as the first to do something, but Beyond the Valley of the Dolls came first. I'm being cryptic here because I don't want to give it away. That topic I'm trying not to spoil is hugely controversial. One last controversy surrounding Beyond the Valley of the Dolls I'd like to mention is the third act. Initially, it wasn't part of the script, but then came the Manson murders. Roger Ebert took inspiration from those real-life events, and the ending was added into the film during pre-production. It's even more morbid than you might imagine, since Sharon Tate played in Valley of the Dolls. I wish I could say more without spoiling something major in this movie, but I just can't do it. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is one of those films that's best to go in knowing as little as possible. If controversies don't bother you, there is plenty to enjoy here. The film definitely captures that late 60s, early 70s feel. Think of the Playboy Mansion party scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A lot of this movie features scenes like that. Not to mention, it turns out to be a totally twisted slasher film. Obviously, the gorgeous women and relentless nudity is reason enough to watch it. Chances are you haven't seen anything quite like this either. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls won't be for everyone, but those who do like it will probably like it a lot. It's incredibly unique, to say the least, and there's definitely a demographic that will appreciate it. If you're not part of that audience, well, Jason and I watched it, so you don't have to. This is just my controversial view. Be sure to check out Jason's video as well to hear his thoughts. Have you seen Beyond the Valley of the Dolls? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Which controversial movie will we view next? Check back soon to find out. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.